You used to spend a lot of time of your time in Congress working on the military, and I want to get you on this because I think the recruiting issue and the readiness issue is one that scares a lot of Americans. Military recruitment numbers: Trump 2017, 159,000; Biden 21, 133,000. So their second year in office, 2018, Trump 163,000, Biden 133,000. No surprise, we have a both personnel shortage and a readiness shortage in the military. Is it as simple as cleaning out woke, quote unquote, or is there other issues that simply talking about and beating your chest and saying we need warriors doesn't fix?
Well, it actually does fix it. Under Jim Mattis, he made a determination that you had to be medically fit to deploy to combat if you wanted to wear an active uniform. It was a simple standard. We need to return to that. We also need to, quite frankly, look at these fatties and tell them, as much as we'd like to have you, you're either fit to deploy and do your job, or you're going to move on and we're going to find somebody else that's willing to do the hard work of being physically fit. It's hard, Leland, because America is overweight. America is filled with people who don't always stay in shape. But you know what? I was part of a group of old codgers. We all jumped at Normandy this year for the 80th anniversary.
Yeah.
And you know what? I saw an awful lot of people parachuting there, active duty, that also jumped. And I saw people who were fit and able. So the question is, are we looking for a few good men and women, just as the Marines have said for a generation, or were we taking people based on some hypothetical number and whether they fit a certain category? If we take people who are ready to be that few, the proud, and serve, we'll be fine. I lecture on occasions at Thayer Hall with Frank Luntz of all people.
Yeah, West Point.
At West Point. You know what? I see the finest young men and women. I see them caring, and I see them fit. So
I'll agree with you on all that. But the fact of the matter is 50% of America's bombers can't fly tonight. And people at home who are watching, I think that's one thing in a calm and quiet world, which we had a few years ago. We don't have that anymore. And it seems as though there needs to be more to fix that. Number one, are people right to be scared by the world we live in right now and the state of the U.S. military? And again, simply making people not, kicking out the fatties, quote unquote, does not make F-35s or B-2 bombers ready to fly. There's something bigger there.
Well, I have two times in my career. One was during Jimmy Carter, when we couldn't even get helicopters in to rescue our folks in Tehran. And we fixed that in a relatively short period of time with Ronald Reagan. The second time, quite frankly, is when I came in as a young, new congressman, and the same thing. Half of our aircraft were not able to fly at the end of the Clinton administration because they were chintzing on defense. We can fix that by being fair, but also look at Elon Musk standing there with the president saying, just as I dropped 40+% of the cost of launch initially and more since, we can do the military procurement better. We can do it more accurately, which means the same amount of money will go far enough to meet the needs of those men and women who go in harm's way. We can do it, but we're only going to do it by real change and by recognizing that business as usual isn't going to work. And I'll tell you, Trump is very fortunate that he's had not 4, but 8 years looking at this system, and he's bringing in people.
Experience matters there. I got it. No, I agree with you there. And it's a different crew than it was 8 years ago that are coming in. Congressman, it's good to see you. We got to run, but we appreciate the time. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.